Haliey Welch in studio. You know, there's a TUAH girl. Just everyone went nuts over this viral moment, maybe the most. And I can't even really figure out how. I mean, who we are as a society. We just grab, just stuff gets hot, and it gets shared, and we're just sort of like tribal in a weird way.
No doubt. They'll take anything you give them and run with it.
Yeah, but not everything.
Yeah, not everything, but a few things.
Well, how did the whole thing come about? Like, I just saw it like everyone else saw it that moment, but I don't know what preceded that, where you were, who you were with, like what was going, vodka?
Vodka.
Well, where do you hail from?
Where do I what?
Hail.
What does that mean?
Well, it's sort of, that's not how you would say hell, I guess.
Like,
where's your kinfolk from? Where are you born?
My kinfolk? Out in Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you're from Tennessee, and so you're out, and you're drinking, and you're just doing what young people would do.
Oh, yeah, having fun.
Having fun.
This is Nashville, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Adam.
Yeah, go ahead. Nashville.
Broadway.
Yeah. And you're just having fun.
Oh, yeah, just having fun. A little
and having
liquid
drinks.
courage.
Yeah. And so what time is it when you're out on the street?
That interview was probably, 1 or 2 in the morning. Had to have been.
So you've been drinking pretty good.
Yeah, a good bit. We went to CMA Fest beforehand, so we were pre-gaming a little bit.
And the guy just comes up to you with the camera and the mic?
Well, we actually seen them first, but we thought they were just doing it for fun. We didn't think they actually had, like, a channel or anything.
And what is their deal? They just come up to pretty girls and when they're drunk and try to get them to do stuff?
I don't really know what their stick is. Like, if you go to their accounts and stuff and you see everything, they interview a bunch of girls and ask them stuff like that. So I don't know.
And was that your first impulse when they just put the mic in your face?
Well, see, my friend that was in the video with me, she's like, I bet they're vlogging. Let's be in their vlog. So we're like, okay. So we went up and talked to them first because they were just leaned up on, like, the corner right there and weren't talking to anybody. So we went and tried to make friends with them. And it kind of took a turn.
And is it the kind of thing where you must wake up the next morning and not even think anything of it, right?
No, definitely did not. I went to work the next day like nothing happened. Didn't think twice about the interview.
Yeah, well, because there are things in life that are big and noteworthy and, like, you get it, like events. And then there's stuff that's like, well, there's nothing. Who cares? Like that we can, as a society, decide is going to be huge, even if to you it's a zero. It's a nothing burger.
Oh, yeah,
right?
Most definitely.
So you wake up the next day and you go to work. Where do you go to work?
At a spring factory.
A spring factory where you manufacture springs.
Yep.
That are used for what?
Motorcycles, mattresses, vending machines, those kind of springs, you know?
Oh,
like,
you'll do you'll do them. And what do you do there?
I done shipping, so I'd pack them out and just send them to whoever just ordered them.
So it's a it's I don't know, almost a factory job basically, almost, right? And so you're just there and you show up at what time?
I get to work at 5 o'clock and I get off at 1 or 1:30.
Oh, 5 in the afternoon.
In the morning.
5 in the after drinking.
It's not that bad.
It's not bad when you're
really
21.
Not. I used to be able to do it, but
It's not bad when you're 21 at the time,
not.
22. I mean, I used to work. I had a girlfriend who was a stripper.
What?
Oh yeah, she got. You're not the first to get the hawk too, babe. She got to work at 2 a.m. I work construction. I had to be work at 7 a.m. Like far away. She'd come over about 2:30. Go to bed about 5.
Yeah,
get up about 6:30. A lot of that. A lot of drinking and getting up. You can rally.
Oh,
when
no doubt.
you're young,
Yeah.
it catches up to you. You get older, you turn to a puss.
Yeah, Adam and I had a drink in Salt Lake City on Saturday night. I'm still feeling it. It's Tuesday today.
Still feeling it.
Well, because you had to get up at 6, right?
Even before, I was up at like 3:45 because my flight was like 6. So we stayed out till just after midnight. I got like 2.5 hours of sleep on a bunch of beer, and then that.
So you go to bed that night about 2 a.m.
It's probably later than that, but
3.
I had a half a day, so I could go in like half the time and only have to work like 4 or 5 hours. So I went in at like 9 or 9:30 that morning.
So you didn't go in at 5?
No, not that morning.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got a little sleep in.
Just a little.
Go in a little hungover. Not thinking
See,
about
I
anything.
would never get hungover.
You
it's
would?
just, I think it's this past year where I started getting
Yeah,
hungover.
it's
I guess
coming.
where I'd done it so much.
Yeah.
Then I used to drink like a fish, and I'd never feel anything the next day.
So you're there, and you're just packing your springs,
Yep.
and when is the first inkling that this thing is moved? The first thought that this thing is moved around, got shared around the internet a
Well,
little
I would
bit.
go to bed early. So this was the next day. This was that Monday, and I went to bed early like I'd normally do, like, I don't know, 9 o'clock, 9, 10. And then my group chat with my friends in it, they found it first and sent it in there. And it had like, I don't know, it had a few thousand likes. It wasn't nothing bad. So I was like, oh, okay, that's funny, whatever. It's not going to go any bigger than that.
Right.
By the next day, it was a Tuesday, I was getting up and going to work, and it already had like 1 million views. So I was like, oh, shit.
Well, were you worried? Worried your dad or your boyfriend or somebody, your priest or somebody?
Yeah.
Like, what was the worry?
I think I was more worried about my granny seeing it, but she ended up being really cool about it. She was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Imagine having to explain to your 80-year-old grandmother what Hawk Tuah means.
Well, what? I want to see it again. Do you mind if we see it just to get
You
the
be my guest
get
if
the
you want to
reference?
watch it.
Well, I'm trying to remember exactly how it all played out, but and also how much of it is just timing? Like if Israel just bombed Iran and Hawk Tuah came out the same time, would it have gotten buried? Or ICE riots in L.A. or Trump wins election? Like, how much of it is just a slow cycle? Like, just nothing to bump it off the top of the page,
I don't know. That's a really good question, though.
So so all of it, when does it really like kick in for you? Like, what day?
I think by the end of my work day that day it kicked in because it done got like millions of views by then. By the time like I got off work in my 8.5, 9 hours, it was rough.
And what do you attribute that to? Like, why do you think people connected to it, shared it, thought it was funny, thought it was interesting, thought it was vulgar, like whatever? Like, why does something, like at a certain point, does something just get shared because it's getting shared?
I'm sure. I think it's definitely a chain. Like, if you see somebody else sharing something, like on TikTok or anything, I feel like other people want to do it too. Like, put their opinions on it.
And so at some point, somebody's got to contact you, right?
Yeah. I had a bunch of people contact me.
From different TMZ or whatever.
Not really TMZ. It's just, like, deals and stuff. I was like, what are they talking about? Like, I had Playboy reach out. Let's see. I think OnlyFans reached out, too. Which I was like, what the hell?
How much, can you tell me, like, what does Playboy offer these days?
I guess they just wanted, which they said no nudity or anything, but they wanted me to, like, wear their clothes and stuff. But I was so like, I don't know about that. But
Oh, really?
I don't like my picture being taken.
You don't?
I've gotten used to it now, but at that time I was like, absolutely not.
Well, I mean, if they offered you $1 million, you'd put on a Playboy hoodie, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was more scared at the beginning. So it took like a few weeks, and they kept making more, I guess, cutouts of, like, the interview, and they'd release more sounds and videos of it, like the whole interview. They just chop it up into pieces and release them like every week. So it's not like they posted one video and stopped. It just kept going.
Did you have a boyfriend at the time?
He was an acquaintance at the time, but now he's my boyfriend.
Uh-huh. How was he with this?
I mean, he was defending me and stuff. Like, you'd have people with their negative comments and stuff, but he'd go in and he'd be like, oh, leave her alone, she's in her bedroom, she's terrified to come out of her house, just leave her alone,
Yeah, that's nice because my girlfriend's the same way. Like, I don't care about what people say about me on the internet.
I don't
Yeah,
either.
the YouTube comments, you get lit up in them, but my girlfriend is like a hockey mom. She's like, how dare you? I was like, just who gives
My
a shit?
boyfriend's
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah.
It's like a Hawk Tuah mom?
Hawk too.
Your boyfriend's that way.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's a weird... yeah, I guess it's an impulse. Maybe it's more of a female impulse to go look and snoop and then get angry
Yeah.
and
See,
try to
I get that way
fix.
with my friends, but if people say stuff to me, I don't really care. Now, if I see them on my friend Chelsea's, the one that was in the video with me, if I see somebody commenting on her stuff, I'll get right in there. I'm like, get the hell
Wow.
out of here.
Yeah, every now and again we go out, and I'll usually try to do a couple of jokes on the weekend where there's something topical going on. I always try to maybe get a clip for Instagram or something, and sometimes you'll do a joke and the crowd, the news has not got to them yet. so they don't understand what you're saying. I think I saw that video on a Wednesday. I was at the Addison Improv, and I brought up I was walking down the street, and I saw a woman in a shirt that said, "I fuck like a beast."
What?
Yeah. And I brought it up on stage that night, and then all I said is we got girls who fuck like a beast and girls hawk-toing on guys' dicks, and like it went bananas. The crowd went nuts, and that's the first time I've ever gotten that big of a response in that little amount of time in a news cycle. The crowd, like everybody knew it within a 48-hour span.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Well, let's watch the clip so we can refresh all our memories here. All right, so you're just out in the street in Nashville, out in the row.
This video is so obnoxious.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh,
that
you
do?
gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me?
How much money did those guys make off that video? Do you know?
I really couldn't tell you.
Well, how many downloads do they end up getting, or do you know?
Last time I looked at their views on the original video they had, it was like 20-something million views.
Wow.
So I really don't know. I don't know what it is now either.
But I mean, look, it changed your life. You got a podcast, Talk TUAH, and a documentary that's in the works as
Sure
well,
enough. I
right?
also have a charity too.
And you have a charity as well. How do we get to the
girls
charity?
with dry mouth?
Calls across America.
And so you're no longer working at the Spring Factory.
Sure enough. If I had to go back, though, I wouldn't mind it. I like my job. I got to be in a corner by myself all day. Nobody bothered me. I'd work at my own pace. I had a lot of fun doing it, actually.
You know, you like being left alone at the job
Yes,
site.
no doubt.
So then it's kind of tough because this life is much different than that life.
It's definitely a lot different. Like, I can't even go in the grocery store and, like, just shop like a regular person. I always get bothered by somebody.
Oh, really?
It used to be weird at first, but now I kind of get it now, so it doesn't bother me as bad. But sometimes you just want to be left alone and do your grocery shopping, you know?
I'd say always want to be left alone to do your grocery shopping. But if you're out later on, maybe you don't want to be left alone.
Yeah.
But then you go, well, I want to be left alone, but that's kind of a double-edged sword because then the way our society works, X amount of years goes by and we will leave you alone depending on
Exactly.
whether you do something notable or not. And what you did was a kind of lightning in a bottle situation.
Yeah.
So it's like, look, if you're Billy Joel and you write a bunch of hit songs in the 70s and early 80s, you can just not be left alone for the rest of your life. You just go tour, unless you get some kind of water on the brain situation, but you can just go tour and sing all the hits and sell out wherever, whenever. But Hawk TUAH, either you got to reinvent or bring something that people didn't know about you, or have another viral moment, which is probably not very probable.
Yeah, it's very slim.
Yeah, I'd say, look, that whatever happened to you, first of all, would have been impossible for the existence of humanity before this because we didn't have all these ways, social media and ways to share
That's
this.
what my family said, too. They're like, well, we're just glad we never got caught saying stuff like that because they never had cameras or stuff in their face back in the day. But
Yeah,
that's
but
just how
then
our generation is now.
But they're not going to get paid either.
Exactly.
They're going to end up at that Spring Factory
Exactly.
for forever. So, what does your family do?
Most of them do work in a factory.
Oh yeah.
Sure enough.
You know, it's funny because I'm out here and they always do this thing. All the assholes in LA are like, Americans won't do those jobs. Like, they're not going to work in a factory. They're not going to work do this. They're not going to do it. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's
you don't
probably
know. You never heard of poor people. You just.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. But most of my family, none of them ever went to college or anything. So, I mean, that's probably the best case for them to do to make money, you know?
Yeah, it's so elitist just when they do that. Oh, where's that tweet? I had a tweet somewhere, but they do that. Who's going to clean your toilet? Who's going to clean your shoes if you vomit on them? Who's going to pick your vegetables? Who's going to work in the factory? Like, people that need jobs will take jobs.
Yeah.
All different colors and races and ethnicities. It's not just relegated to one group of people, but we're so used to out here, just white people. Come on, you don't work. You know, actually, like, everyone I worked construction with was a white person. Where's that sign? It's a really, Oh, we'll find it in a second. It just pissed me off. Go ahead.
While those guys are looking for that, I have a question. So usually when you listen to a podcast, especially guys that are comics, we can always tell when somebody is doing a bit on a show, like they're telling a part of their act. And was Hawk Tua, was that a thing between you and your friends? Because when he asked that question, you were so fast with an answer. It feels like this is something that you and your friends had between you that you guys would always say.
So it was actually a joke between me and my little cousin. But it wasn't.
It's a weird
used
joke,
in
but
that,
that's all right.
No. It wasn't used in that way. It was used in a different way. Like
Okay.
somebody's disrespecting you, you're like, oh, Hawk Tua, and you're going to spit in their face. You know, I used it a different way.
Okay.
But it was kind of a joke beforehand, but not like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, people, it's been a few days, things going viral, people start coming at you, Playboy and beyond. And what do you do? Because you can't just say, well, I'll talk to my dad, because your dad works at a factory. He's not a publicist or a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when people have family members that are affluent, they'll go, you got to talk to my friend Rich. He's a lawyer. He's got to get this copy written, you know, like stuff, you know.
He represented Farts and Jars Girls. So,
that's right. You don't want to be.
Did you really?
I did, yeah, for a number of years.
How do I get on?
Hey, I got my mason jar right in the next. No, it's hypothetical. But the point is this: there's somebody coming at you, and does somebody in your family go, look, before you sign anything or agree to anything, like you're going to have to consult with somebody. You're going to get taken advantage of.
I definitely did that like weeks later. So the way that rolled out, I got to seeing everybody on the internet. Like they're like, oh, well, we found the Hawk Tua girl. And it wasn't me. So
Oh,
there was like plenty of people saying it was them. Just I guess I don't know. There was one girl that really stuck out to me. I can't remember if she's from Jersey or where she was from, but she was a school teacher. She got fired for being in the video. It wasn't even her in the video.
Oh,
but
really?
Then they done a benefit for her and raising all this money for this woman that wasn't even in the video. So I was like, what the hell? So my best friend's mom is a paralegal, so I reached out to her and I was like, what do I need to do? I was like, I'm tired of watching everybody pretend that's them in the video. They're making money off of it, T-shirts, hats, all the above. So I reached out to her, and then I ended up meeting up with my attorney, and then we discussed it, and he introduced me to my managers that I've had for the last year. So I've been with them since the beginning, and then they just kind of took it off my hands and did something with it.
Did the managers, you know, because managers kind of pick a lane. They do stand-ups, or they do actors, or
They've
do.
tried to get me into stand-up, but I'm a chicken. I don't like crowds.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, because they could book Hawk Tua girl at the club.
See?
Rudy, you could open.
I was just gonna say, if you don't mind your opener selling golf balls before.
Rudy sells golf balls.
Golf balls. You got any on hand?
Maybe some in the truck. I'll take a look. Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
need some of those.
All right.
My boyfriend loves golfing.
Good.
He's not very good, but he likes to golf.
Nobody is.
I hope he doesn't watch that and hear me say that.
You could just leave it as he likes to golf. You
Yeah,
know?
there you go.
I'd be
Yeah, he
curious
likes
and
to golf.
appreciate that. Remember how he stood up
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah.
Let's
there
stand
you
up
go.
for his game now. So you then get a manager, and what's the manager do? He goes, oh, look, yeah. Well, obviously, if you can do stand-ups, that's a way to make money.
See, I'm scared of that. I don't know how you just stand in front of a crowd and you entertain the crowd the whole time. Like, I can't do that.
You know, I would argue, I would say in a weird way, it's probably like being a porn star. Like you go, I could never, with all those people standing around
Exactly.
and it's like at some point you get to your 100th film, it's like, I don't care. Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you could. That's the whole
Oh,
thing.
I don't know about being a porn star now.
Well, I'm saying stand up, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Sound
same
like porn star.
Ooh.
Same difference. Yeah.
Was there any porn parodies of Hawk Tua girl that you knew of?
I'm sure there is somewhere.
It's got to be.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you affirmative. But long before.
I'm very emaciated.
I'm saying affirmative to that. That's all. That's enough said.
AI goes a long
Leave my
way
phone
nowadays.
alone. So you get this manager, and he's going, all right, we got to strike while the iron's hot, right?
Not really.
No?
He's always believed in me. Both of them have. So they're like, you're not one of those things that's going to burn out after like a month.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like, let's see. Well, take this in spirit, which is intended. But like, I remember we had the first, I did Loveline a million years ago, radio show. We had the first winner of Survivor, the female who was she was everywhere for it's like 25 years ago, but she's season 1 Survivor winner. And she was like, Playboy offer, but I'm not. And I said to her, well, okay, but you don't want to wait like 10 years because then
It'll be gone.
Yeah, Playboy's not going to be offering up money 5 years from now. So you have to kind of try to build the momentum or get paid, or do it while you got a little heat, on you. And I don't, in a weird way, you're suggesting that they're not, but I'm not suggesting they're not. When the guy sings Mambo number 5 came in.
Lou Bega?
Lou Bega.
Yeah.
I said, Lou, hey, man, you got some heat. And it's like, it's never going to end. And I was like, well, it may. We don't know that it's not going to. It might end, might not. I don't know. But it seems like now is a good time to capitalize on that, So that's all I'm saying. I look at you as sort of the Lou Bega of the South.
Lou Bega of the South.
I know it's been said many times.
I hear enough.
So your manager goes, what's like the first idea he has or the first plan?
So this is kind of my fault. We had Zach Bryan tickets. I don't know. We bought them way before any of this ever happened. But I wanted to go to it, but I've never come out at this point. And I was like, oh, that's me in the Hawk TUAH video.
Zach Bryan, country star?
Yes. So instead of me being in like the crowd where I was supposed to be at, we were like, oh, well, can we come down to the other area so like I don't get bothered or anything? Because I haven't been out anywhere at this point, and I was scared to death to come out. But he was like, well, why don't you just get on the stage with me and do the revival song? I was like, oh God.
Wow.
So we done that. That was definitely the first time I was like out after the video, and then it just kept rolling from there. I met Shaq like 2 days after that. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
You met Shaq 2 days after that.
What did he try to sell you?
Who, Shaq? He didn't sell me. He's everywhere, though. I can't even get on Amazon without seeing him looking at me. I went to get what did I get a few weeks ago? I got what do you call it, a love sofa?
Love sack?
Yeah.
Rudy used to work at Love Sack.
And then I seen, what is it? He has a recliner. The Lazy Boy.
Lazy Boy.
Yes, he's everywhere. I can't go anywhere without seeing Shaq on everything. Or
He
pops
sponsors
up on TV.
everything.
He does, and he's all over TV, too. You can't
Should
get
you
away
have
from
him?
him.
Should you have an African American be the face of something that has boy in it and lazy? No count boy.
Yeah.
I mean, Lazy Boy is kind of a weird move for a black dude, historically.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the first check you get? Like, what's the first deal? Is it like a personal appearance thing? Is it a sponsorship thing?
I really don't know what my first deal was. I don't know. I don't really talk about, like, money.
All right. Well,
Like,
no.
shit
People,
like
here's the thing. People don't in showbiz. They don't really talk about money.
I think it's rude if you do.
No, they don't talk about money. But Shaq goes, I have a relationship with Lazy Boy and Love Sack. And when he says, I have a relationship with Lazy Boy and Love Sack, that means he's getting paid from Lazy. But he doesn't go,
money.
I got $1,241,000. That he doesn't do. So I'm saying, like, what was your first relationship with, sponsorship or worked with? But again, you don't talk about money. You just say, I worked with a Chevy dealership in Memphis.
I'm really trying to think. It may have been fanfics. Either fanfics or better.
What's that?
Fanfics, it's kind of like a post-wall platform. Like
What's
you just
that?
post pictures and people, they'll try to message you and stuff like that, which some people run theirs different. Like they'll just post pictures and have people run it for them, which I did too. Don't get me wrong.
Non-nude OnlyFans is what it sounds like?
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, life for you, is it still in the same town you were living in, same apartment, or we moved on to the lights of the big city?
Absolutely not. I could never live up here. I still live at home.
I live here and I could never live here. That's how bad
It's
it
too
is.
busy here. I can't.
It's too everything here. That's right.
It's very busy.
Yeah, so you're still in the same town, but you upgraded, a little better place, condo. No?
Still driving my Altima.
Wow.
Nissan gal.
Yep. It's beat up too. It's beat up bad.
What year is that Altima?
It's a 2016.
And it's got some miles on it.
It just hit 135,000.
Oh, wow.
Isn't the Titans Arena in Nashville? That's a Nissan. Isn't that Nissan
Yeah.
something or another?
Nissan
Yeah.
Stadium.
Okay. Yeah.
That is one of the worst stadiums in America.
So weird from the highway. The big red claws that go over the top
It
of it.
really just
and-
looks like an erector set.
Yeah.
It's like somebody said, look, we got 24 hours to build a stadium now. What are we going to do? Because all of them now are sunk in the ground and have all this architecture. That was like just like a high school stadium that holds 70,000 people. Is how
Yeah.
they built. It's just nothing but bleachers and stuff. But yeah, I always go walk and see all the Nissans out there. Huh.
I mean,
Altima.
Yeah. It's a little beat up.
What year?
So
Scratched
why
up.
why not, step up, so to speak? Like,
I don't know. I try to make sure my family has just as much, Like my granny, I got her a convertible Bug for Christmas. So
really?
You ought to see her driving it. She's badass.
You got her convertible?
That's a dream
VW?
car.
Stick shift.
No.
No,
No, it
they
does
don't
have a
even make-
turbo in it, though.
They don't even make stick shifts anymore. I
I had a stick shift a couple years ago.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did?
I did, yeah.
What was
I
it?
feel like it has a stick shift.
Maybe.
Some of them do, right?
I believe some of them do, yeah. I'm not sure. But no, I had a Honda Element that was a 5-speed, yeah.
Oh, really?
Absolutely,
What
yeah.
year was it?
Oh, this was so the last year they stopped making them was, I think, 2011, maybe?
Well, that,
2010?
Don't look at me, I
but
don't
that's
know nothing.
15. We're coming up on 15 years.
No, but there's still a few that have them, though. I
Can
believe
you
there's some.
buy?
Sure.
All right. Is there a VW that is offered in the United States with a manual gearbox? And I'm going to go no. I'm going to say, and I don't think there's a Honda. I'm thinking you could get a Porsche and you would like special order it with a gearbox, with a manual gear. I don't
Okay.
think so.
No?
But it apparently it's a great theft deterrent now because kids can't drive
Yeah.
stick.
It says that VW stopped making manual transmissions in 2024.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right by a year.
We went far off.
What year's the Bug you buy your granny?
I think it's I'll tell you for certain after this. It's on my phone. It's like a 2019 or a 2020.
Ah, now I still
Could be a
right.
stick.
Still
could be a
right.
stick. But
Yeah.
Granny doesn't drive a
No.
stick.
Well, she could if she had to. but
Granny
This one's not.
convertible, Nashville.
Well, it's an hour south of Nashville. It's out in the middle of BFE. There's nothing out there
So
at all.
you're taking bumfuck Egypt. Yeah.
Yep.
You're taking care of the people around you,
Oh yeah, of course.
but keeping it real.
I do. I try to keep it real.
And the podcast, we making any money with that?
I don't really know.
Okay. Well, you should get a little more into your finances.
Yeah, I definitely should. I should keep up with it better.
And when do you think the documentary's coming out?
So we have a producer for it right now, which we haven't announced like who it is yet,
Mm-hmm.
but that'll be something to come. I'm sure here pretty soon.
And they're going to follow you around with cameras?
I really hope it's not like that. 'cause
Well,
that's gonna
I
weird
got
me
bad
out,
news
but-
for you.
Is that how it goes?
Bad news.
Oh boy.
Take it from someone who's made a few documentaries.
Have you?
I have. You're going to have to sit down and talk about that evening, your life, what happened, when you met Shaq.
Oh, I love to talk about Shaq. I always bring
Well,
him up.
most the docs I make, we just have the people talk about Shaq. So maybe that'll.
Maybe I can get by just talking about Shaq the whole time.
I think, look, he's an interesting guy.
Yeah,
He deserves a conversation. Yeah, I think if they do a doc, they're going to have to talk about, you're going to have to sit down and kind of narrate a little bit, talk it through a little bit.
Okay.
Explain.
When I met Shaq, he was smoking a big ass hookah.
Oh, yeah,
I got
okay,
it.
more of that. Wow.
Yeah,
And then,
I can do it.
yeah, now, did he shake your hand, and how big was his hand?
Pretty big. Then I played. It's not real basketball, but it's like. Have you ever seen the little blow up basketballs you get in like the little blow up hoop? Mm-hmm. I played that kind of basketball with him.
Okay,
I ain't very good
okay.
at all.
All right, but this is all going in the doc.
Oh yeah, I guess. I don't know. Whatever I'm feeling, I guess. I don't really have a certain topic I want to talk about. I don't guess.
Well, like, I got bad news. They're going to want to talk about more than Shaq.
Yeah.
Maybe even you. So,
That's scary.
well, look. I think you should embrace it. I think you should lean into it,
Should I?
as they say. Well, look, you have to have a job,
Yep.
and could be boxing up springs and sending those out. There's many different jobs, and then you can kind of compartmentalize. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Well,
What does that mean?
well, you have I'll say departmentalize. You got shipping, you got the factory floor, you got receiving. You take this department and you separate it from that department, you know? And you go out, you do your interview, and you hang out with Shaq, and that's one department, and then you shut it off, and there's the private part of you. That's kind of what celebrities do, you know? They just kind of go like, why is that guy so shy and reclusive when he's up on stage in front of 1 million people shouting and doing it? It's like, oh, that's kind of who he really is. And then there's the job part.
Fair enough.
So once you can departmentalize, we'll call it, then you can get paid, and then you can also have your quiet time.
That's a good idea.
Okay. And you can talk a little about Shaq in your doc.
Just
but
a little.
Not
Okay,
exclusively.
just a little.
All right. Let's see. Where was I? Talk TUAH is where you go for the pod.
Sure
right?
enough.
And Doc, you'll come back when it comes out, right? Mm-hmm. And what about the charity?
Paws Across America. So it's a fund we started. People just donate if they want to. And then we'll go around to like a shelter that needs it. We'll visit them, try to get a spotlight on a dog that needs to be adopted. Like if they've been there the longest, they need help funding like any kind of surgery or anything they have going on, and we'll try to get them adopted. We'll do like we'll go to PetSmart one day and get a list from them, like of supplies and stuff they need, and we'll go pick it up and drop it off for them.
I'm going to use the word magnanimous.
You gotta quit hitting me with these words that I don't know. I don't even know how you spell that.
I'll put it in a sentence. I hail from Magnanimous.
What does that mean?
Well, we'll find out after the show. Rudy's going to be at the House of Comedy in Minneapolis kicking ass on Thursday.
Thursday night. Yes, please come out. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. And then I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday, opening for Jal Young Summers.
Very funny. Rudy's a great stand-up. I'm watching him get better. And real funny.
Thanks,
Every week I go out, I sit back there and I go, man, this guy's good. Also, Dawson's got shows coming up, and he's got a bunch of shows coming up, but I think you should go.
Thursday night in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, and also
Saturday
go to
night at
Dos
the Ice
Angeles.
House.
Where do we
Yeah.
go just for your
at
thing?
Dos Angeles. You get everything there.
A lot of good shows coming up, especially at the end. In Torrance, let's see, the book. Sorry, After Escobar. And until next time, this is Adam. For Chris and Dave and Rudy and Haliey and everybody else saying mahalo.